Netflix, a company that has changed the way we watch TV shows and movies, operates with a unique corporate culture. One of Netflix's founders, Reed Hastings, wrote a book called No Rules Rules, Netflix and the Culture of Reinvention. Today, let's follow the author's perspective and explore how Netflix, through its culture of freedom and responsibility, created an environment full of creativity and efficiency. At Netflix, we believe that creating a culture of freedom and responsibility starts with increasing talent density. This concept may sound simple, but it's the cornerstone of our culture. Only when your team is filled with excellent people can you afford to ask candid questions and gradually remove the rules that control employees. We all know that rules exist to prevent mistakes at work. However, when you have a team full of top-notch talent, you'll find that many rules actually become shackles. What we want is for every employee to work freely, while also taking responsibility for their results. In such an environment, great employees not only work efficiently, but also inspire and grow with each other. In 2001, the economic crisis hit, and Netflix wasn't spared. We had to make a tough decision: lay off 1/3 of our workforce. At the time, our financial situation was already stretched thin, and profitability seemed out of reach. Layoffs seemed like the only way out. But something strange happened. Even though we let go of 1/3 of our staff, the remaining employees were more passionate and energized, and productivity actually increased. After the layoffs, Netflix became leaner and more effective, thanks to fewer redundant staff. This completely changed how I viewed employee motivation and responsibility. From then on, we realized that having a small, elite team was better than having a large but inefficient one. We began to focus more on increasing talent density, ensuring that every remaining employee was capable of doing their job and continuously improving in a high-performance environment. At Netflix, we believe that great employees not only accomplish important work, but also inspire those around them through their performance. If a team has a few mediocre members, their efficiency will drag down the entire team. But if everyone is performing at a high level, they will motivate and push each other to achieve greater success. Research also shows that one person's bad behavior can significantly impact the entire team's performance. In one of our experiments, groups with a slacker performed 30% to 40% worse than others. This further proved the necessity of increasing talent density. As a leader, my primary goal is to create a work environment filled with great employees. This kind of environment not only boosts productivity, but also sparks creativity and enthusiasm. For great employees, a good work environment isn't about fancy offices or free lunches. It's about working with talented, collaborative people. At Netflix, we encourage employees to speak candidly. Candor isn't easy, especially in cultures where saving face is important. But I know that only through honest feedback can teams and individuals continuously improve. I used to be someone who wasn't great at expressing emotions. When I was CEO at a software-only company, my personality led to poor communication with senior executives. Once I was unhappy with an executive's performance, but instead of addressing it directly, I bypassed him and asked someone else to solve the problem. This not only affected the team's efficiency, but also made me realize that a lack of honest communication causes many issues. Later, I started to understand the importance of candor and tried to practice it in my work. At Netflix, we encourage employees to give constructive feedback, whether it's to their superiors, colleagues, or even across departments. We've also developed the 4A guidelines to help employees give and receive feedback effectively. Feedback should aim to help others, be actionable, be met with appreciation, and finally, it's up to the recipient to accept or decline. At Netflix, we removed set vacation limits and implemented unlimited vacation time. This might sound crazy, but in reality, this system gives employees more freedom while enhancing their sense of responsibility. We made this decision because we believe that the value of creative work shouldn't be measured by hours worked. For Netflix employees, output is more important than time spent. It doesn't matter how long you work, as long as you deliver satisfactory results, that's success. To make the unlimited vacation policy work, our management took the lead in taking vacations, sending a clear message to employees. The company trusts you, and taking time off is your right. And it worked. Removing vacation limits not only saved administrative costs, but also boosted employees' sense of responsibility. Travel and expense approval systems are common in many companies, but at Netflix, we found that such systems can harm the work atmosphere and even lead to dissatisfaction and resignations. For example, one sales director resigned because he couldn't get his car rental expenses reimbursed. That made me realize that we needed a more flexible system to match the company's growth. So we abolished the travel and expense approval system and replaced it with a simple rule: spend company money like it's your own. This guideline not only streamlined processes, but also made employees more accountable. Under this system, employees actually became more frugal because they knew they were responsible for every expense. Of course, removing approval processes doesn't mean complete hands-off management. We still set up scenario-based guidance to help employees make better decisions. The finance department also regularly audits expense reports to ensure there's no inappropriate spending. Giving employees more freedom doesn't mean losing control over them. On the contrary, freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. When employees have more freedom, they naturally take greater responsibility for their work results. Our experience at Netflix has shown that removing some cumbersome rules didn't lead to chaos, but instead boosted productivity and employee engagement. To further develop our corporate culture, we continuously explore new ways to enhance talent density and encourage candor. Transparency is one key factor. At Netflix, we encourage open information sharing so that employees can make the right decisions, even without supervision. At Netflix, we believe that attracting and retaining the best talent is key to the company's success. So, we adopted a high salary strategy, paying top-tier wages in the industry to ensure we can recruit the best people. This strategy has not only attracted a lot of outstanding employees, but also kept us ahead in a competitive talent market. We've realized that for creative work, the best employees can be exponentially more productive than average ones. Sometimes, a top employee's contribution can be 10 times or even 100 times greater than that of an average employee. This means that even if we pay these elites well above market rates, the returns we get are immense. At Netflix, bonuses aren't our main method of motivating employees. Studies show that while performance bonuses work in the short term, they actually undermine creativity. We prefer to unlock employees' potential with high fixed salaries. We want employees to focus on long-term goals, not just short-term rewards. Interestingly, paying top-of-market salaries is actually the most cost-effective approach. In a high-performance environment, high pay not only attracts and retains top talent, but also reduces the costs associated with employee turnover. Every time we recruit new employees, we research the salaries our competitors are willing to pay and make sure we offer slightly more than everyone else. At the same time, we encourage employees to know their market value. We often suggest that they explore market trends and see where their salary stands in the industry. If an employee's market value increases and we don't want to lose them, we proactively adjust their pay to ensure they stay with Netflix. At Netflix, we embrace a concept called open management. In simple terms, this means being open with employees, sharing the company's financial and strategic information. We believe that transparency builds trust and a sense of ownership among employees. If you understand how the company operates and its financial standing, you'll naturally feel more responsible for its success. Of course, transparency comes with risks. Sharing sensitive information can lead to employee anxiety or unnecessary speculation. But we believe transparency is more important than secrecy. As long as you explain the situation to employees in advance and build enough trust, the negative impact can be managed. Additionally, we encourage company leadership to openly admit mistakes. This builds trust across the company and fosters a culture of innovation. By doing this, employees can experience the transparency firsthand and learn how to face and solve problems from leadership's example. In most companies, decisions usually need to go through multiple layers of approval. This approval process stifles employee creativity and significantly reduces efficiency. At Netflix, we decided to eliminate decision approvals and give employees more autonomy. We believe that when you have a high-density talent team, you can trust them to make their own decisions. In this environment, employees not only work more freely, but also take greater responsibility for their decisions. We encourage employees to bet on their ideas. Even if the outcome isn't as expected, failure is still a valuable learning opportunity. Of course, removing decision approvals doesn't mean complete hands-off management. We still set up scenarios to help guide employees in making the right decisions. We also encourage employees to gather different opinions and have thorough discussions before making major decisions. This way, we ensure decision-making freedom while avoiding unnecessary mistakes. To ensure Netflix always maintains high talent density, we introduced a mechanism called the keeper test. The core question is, if this employee were to resign tomorrow, would you fight to keep them? If your answer is no, it means this employee may no longer be the right fit for their role, and it might be time to consider letting them go. The purpose of this test is to make sure that every person in every role is the best fit. We believe that a high-performance team must consist of individuals who not only excel in their personal abilities, but also work seamlessly with the team. If an employee is no longer meeting the company's standards, even if they've contributed in the past, we must make adjustments. Through the keeper test, we regularly assess employee performance, ensuring the team remains in top form. While this mechanism may seem harsh, it helps us maintain a high-performance team and gives employees a clearer understanding of their place in the company. At Netflix, we place great value on feedback culture. We believe that continuous, candid feedback is key to the company's progress. To this end, we've developed a complete feedback system that includes positive feedback, constructive feedback, and negative feedback. This feedback isn't just from superiors to subordinates, it also includes peer-to-peer feedback. To ensure feedback effectiveness, we regularly conduct 360-degree written feedback and face-to-face feedback discussions. This not only helps employees better understand their performance, but also lets them see their strengths and weaknesses from their colleagues' perspectives. We hope to create a culture of continuous improvement through this feedback loop. In this culture, employees aren't ashamed of making mistakes. Instead, they take pride in learning from them. At the same time, positive feedback motivates employees to keep pushing for higher goals. At Netflix, we advocate for context, not control. Context means we don't intervene in every decision employees make. Instead, we set a broad direction to guide them in making decisions that align with the company's goals. This management style requires high talent density and transparency. Only when employees have enough capability and understand the company's overall strategy can context management work. We encourage employees to make decisions with the company's broader goals in mind, rather than focusing solely on personal gains. Another benefit of context management is that it fosters creativity. Compared to traditional control management, context management gives employees more freedom, allowing them to unleash their full potential in an unrestricted environment. We believe creativity is key to a company's success, and context management is the best way to unlock it. Netflix's corporate culture is built on freedom and responsibility. We believe that only when employees have enough freedom can they truly feel responsible and contribute to the company's success. In this culture, we've removed many cumbersome rules, allowing employees to work more freely. Of course, freedom doesn't mean the absence of rules. On the contrary, freedom and responsibility complement each other. When employees have more freedom, they naturally take greater responsibility for their results. By building high talent density and transparency, we ensure that employees can still make the right decisions in a free environment. This culture has not only increased the company's efficiency, but also attracted a lot of top talent. Netflix's success is built on this foundation of freedom and responsibility.